right, what the heck is going on in the real estate market? I'm sure you've seen headlines, social media posts, news. You hear it from all different sources, but I'm going to tell you my perspective, boots on the ground from a real estate professional right here in the Murrieta and Temecula area right now. I'm James Shelby, owner of the Shelby Sold real estate team right here in the Murrieta Temecula Valley, and I am going to give you a little bit of insight as to what I'm seeing as someone who helps people buy and sell real estate every single day. I'm going to give you my insight on what's going on locally here when it comes to the real estate market. As I mentioned, we're seeing all different types of headlines across the United States, across the world. There is a lot going on in the world right now, and a lot of what you've been hearing about the market probably is negative. So we'll start there. In the middle of 2022, the interest rates for mortgages really started to increase rapidly. And about the end of 2022, I would say from maybe August of 2022 to the end of 2022, we actually saw a price reduction or a market reduction in overall sales by about 10%. Some areas 6 to 7, 8%. But I would say overall, we lost about 10% of value, meaning homes had dropped about 6 to 10% throughout Temecula and Murrieta in regards to what they were selling for. Now, in the beginning of January of 2023, it was like someone turned the faucet on, and all of a sudden, things really started to pick back up. And in fact, we've regained most of the loss that we had taken in the market as far as prices. So I would say we've regained probably 6 to 7%, maybe 8% in certain neighborhoods, up to 10%, and maybe even gone beyond those initial prices in certain areas of Murrieta Temecula. So right now, what are we seeing? Right now in October of 2023, where do we stand? Inventory is still a major problem. There's just not enough homes on the market to meet the demand of buyers that are still out shopping. Now, buyer demand has dropped off quite a bit since rates have gone up, but the problem is there's just not enough inventory to even meet the demand of the buyers that we currently have. So that is what is saving home prices here locally, is that for every home that's on the market, there are buyers to purchase that home. So the days on market haven't really shifted too much. They've gone up a little bit since that crazy buying frenzy that we had in 2020 and 21 and the beginning of 2022, but the average days on market still are hovering around 30 to 40 days, which isn't really far off from what we were experiencing just a few years ago, where the average was about 20 days on market. So just an overall picture of what's going on in the market right now, if I can sum it all up for you, is that we still have buyer demand, nowhere near what we saw a few years ago, but there are still buyers out shopping in the market. In regards to sellers, we're still getting, I would say, about 95 to 100% of list price on most listings. There are a few occasions if your home is priced aggressively and the home is in spectacular shape, where we're still seeing multiple offers and homes selling above the list price. But good news for buyers, that is pretty few and far between. I'd say most homes that are on the market are getting 1 to 2 offers that are pretty fair, and there's a little bit of a fair back and forth negotiation, but we're not seeing a lot of people getting these dramatic reductions of price off of the list price, meaning buyers aren't really getting this deep discount as of right now. I do think because of that seasonal drop off over the next couple months, coupled with the high interest rates, right now we're hanging around 7.5%. If rates stay where they're at or go up, I think we're gonna start to slowly see an increase in inventory. And I think sellers that absolutely have to sell and meet some sort of a timeline, maybe they have to sell and be in another state at a certain time, maybe there's a divorce or it's a probate situation. If there's some sort of timeline for the seller and there's a high motivation there, I think you're gonna start to see sellers offering seller credits in order for the buyer to buy down their rate. Let's face it, most buyers in the area, they might have enough money for their down payment and maybe even for their closing costs, but to have an additional $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 on top of that to buy down their rate, most buyers, even in some of the higher price areas of our valley, they don't have that extra money to spend, and or they don't want to spend more than they already feel like they're spending based on pricing being high, rates being high. A lot of buyers are saying, look, we're starting to get tapped out. We need seller credits to help us buy down the rate to make this mortgage affordable enough to where we can pay for this home for the next 20, 30 years. So I think we're going to see, again, between the seasonal slowdown and a little bit more inventory and the rates being as high as they are, I think the more motivated sellers are going to start offering those credits. And we're already seeing that a lot with new build communities, new construction, because let's face it, builders don't want to sit on these homes forever, because for every month that goes by that a builder's sitting on an empty home, they are losing money. So they're offering incentives to buy down the rate to make it more affordable for people to purchase these homes. And I think that's something you're going to see as time continues and we roll into the new year. Now, when January of 2024 hits, what's happening then? We're going to be heading into a election year, and we all know what that means. A lot of instability in regards to just the economy. No one's going to really know which way to go when it comes to, should I buy, should I sell? I think that's going to cause some stagnation in the market a little bit, and I just don't see prices increasing. If anything, I see slight drops ahead. When I say slight drops, I'm talking maybe 3 to 5%, maybe even 10% if rates continue to go up. If you have any questions, if you need anything from me, reach out. I'm very easy to get a hold of. If you're thinking of selling your property here locally, or you're thinking of moving into the area in the next 30, 60, 90 days, or even a year or two from now, I'm very easy to get a hold of. Reach out and I will help you every step of the way. And we'll see you on the next video.